It's not a party without the drugs. Chapter 9. Bass to the face while we're completely shit-faced. Blake, 10:30 p.m. I held on tight to the rubber handle of my GoPro stick as Hippie Flip and I danced our way down 12th Street. My lens slid side to side, capturing all the tents and attendees. I shouted to some nearby neighbors, "Let's go! Headbang at the after-party stage!" My camera drifted through the dark sky from tapestry to tapestry. Each picture, each image, each pattern became absorbed into my memory. Art within a picture, captured within a lens, spit out on a roll of film, then posted on the internet. My camera skimmed along the surfaces of all the artwork. Then my frame became glued to the hammock igloo. Yo, hippie, that hammock igloo reminds me of an Arctic igloo made completely out of pipes. I quickly ran around the igloo in a 360 circle. My GoPro weaved up, then down, side to side, and one last time around, I ran and ran. It was 240 degrees around the igloo when I noticed a group of 4 people laying in hammocks in between the openings of the white pipes. I stopped dead in my tracks and shouted into the igloo, "I love your setup! Do you guys do this at every festival?" A young guy with a long mullet popped his head up. "Thanks, man. We actually saw it on the internet and created our own version with PVC pipes. It's pretty rad, though." Indeed. Well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Adios, amigos. I realized in this moment I was heavily intoxicated. The tequila had me speaking in Espanol, and I spun around quickly after capturing one last picture of the igloo fort. Then we continued on our merry way, drunkenly strutting our way down 12th Street towards the pre-festival party. With every step, it became more apparent to me. We were lit up more than the bright yellow streetlights hanging high above our heads. And to think, not even an hour ago, a cop almost arrested us for having weed in Texas. Once we hit the black paved road, all the bullshit and tension was left in the past. My GoPro panned from left side to my right side, slowly capturing 20 food trucks lined perfectly in a row, with glowing lights flashing repetitively in the dark sky. My eyes moved with the pan, which ended toward my right side. I glanced up from the screen of my GoPro at a walkway in between the food trucks and a medical tent with a bright white and red cross sign. I zoomed in on the medical sign. Unlike the other lights, the medical station's light remained still and radiated brightly in the night sky. It reminded me more of a Pokemon Go center than a medical tent. But I was drunk, so who really knows? Ash Ketchum and Professor Oak could have both been in there, and I wouldn't have known. But I knew one thing. I didn't want to find out what was in there. I poked Hippie Flip on the side of his hip and pointed up. "Better not end up there this weekend, brother." Our walking pace slowed down once we got past, in between the food trucks and the medical tent, into the party. My lens exploded with hundreds of LED lights flashing across thousands of bodies, flowing smoothly in that dark and gloomy night to the electronic beat. Euphoria set in, with the crescent moon radiating bright. Everyone was lit up like the lights moving in and out of our eyes. Everyone was happy, and everyone knew this was only the starting to the best weekend of our lives. My lens soared high above the crowd as we sifted in between attendee after attendee until we found a clear view of the stage. My lens zoomed in on a planet flashing in sync to the music, with a rainbow visual arched high over the planet, spinning behind the DJ's head. Then, out of nowhere, the planet on the stage exploded, shooting out lasers as the DJ hit us with that bassy drop. I shook my head and swiveled my camera to the rhythm of the heavy bassy beat. The entire crowd dodged in between the lasers by dancing in rhythm with their own feet. Then the strobe lights hit the crowd, lighting up everyone's faces and shoulders intermittently around me, flashing, changing, elevating us all into a feeling, into this scene, moving. I flipped my lens away from the stage towards the food trucks and the merchant tents behind the crowd. The lasers scattered and glided across the signs of the trucks and surfaces of the tents as my ears rattled with electronic instruments being mashed in between heavy bass drums. Layer after layer after layer after layer, the entire ground started to vibrate from the 808s. Everyone around us started stomping their feet forcefully against the ground with their heads swinging up and down in tempo. Do-do-do-do. I rotated my GoPro in motion with the melodies to capture the vibe of my immediate surroundings. My lens skated along the side of Hippie Flip while his feet shuffled up and down. I followed the tempo of his feet like a skateboarder where their board grinds along the rail. Then right as his head cocked all the way back and the beat dropped, I swung my camera up to capture the entire crowd rocking with Hippie's head back and forth perfectly. The in and out electronic rhythm took over the beat. I backed up from Hippie and captured him, circulating his hands right to left as if he was controlling a steering wheel to a car. Then the drop hit. He spun his open palm side to side, pretending to swerve in and out of lanes, right to left, left to right, right to left, left to right. His feet moved in the direction of his imaginary steering wheel. "You Ubering everywhere, bro?" I shouted over the sound of the crowd. Then the beat intensified. Hippie spun in 360 degrees, shuffling away as everyone in the crowd dug their feet deep into the grassy ground and swung their heads. Up and down, around, 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 around.